Kerry Sullivan here with another howtokickass@sales.com tip of the day. Today's all about the NFL playoffs and sales. So it's playoff time in the NFL, and I was watching an awesome game over the weekend. It was between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. And there's a lot of back and forth, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of drama in the game. And what happened at the end of the game was the Pittsburgh Steelers were marching down the field trying to get into field goal range. And if they got into field goal range, they could kick a field goal and they could win the game, right? But time was running out. They're going down there. They're doing the best they could. It was looking really close if they're going to be able to do it. Now, what happened, though, was the Bengals players started to lose their composure, and they took some stupid penalties, right? They took some really stupid penalties that they could have prevented if they had just kept their heads, kept their cool, didn't lose their temper. And what happened was it put Pittsburgh in field goal range, and Pittsburgh went out there, hit the field goal. Pittsburgh won the game, okay? Now, what happened after the game was these Bengal players, a few of them, were blaming the refs. They're blaming everybody else but themselves. Now, that is what losers do. Now, I read a great book this year called Extreme Ownership. It's by Jocko Willink and Leif Babin. Highly suggest reading it. And Jocko Willink is one of the most decorated Navy SEAL commanders that the Navy SEALs have ever had. Very successful in what he did. But he talks about how his success came because he took extreme ownership for everything he possibly could. And this is the exact opposite of what what the Cincinnati Bengals were doing. And then, you know, they like to point the finger and everything else, and they're pointing the finger at the refs, and they're pointing the finger at the idiot players and the coaches from the Pittsburgh Steelers and everything else. But they're doing everything but taking ownership for what they could have done. They could have put more points on the board. They could have stopped more points from being scored against them, right? They could have kept their composure and not put their team in the situation they did at the end, right? They were doing everything but that, and that is what losers do. If you want to be successful in anything, you have to take extreme ownership for everything you possibly can. It's the same thing in sales. If you look at the lowest common denominator, the worst salespeople out there, they blame everybody. They blame the crappy leads, they blame the training, they blame the boss, they blame the clients, they blame everybody but themselves for their situation. And the more you blame everybody else for your current situation, the more pain and struggle you're gonna have in your life. So take ownership for it all. Don't be a loser. Don't blame the refs. Don't blame anybody else. Take ownership for everything you possibly can and make it happen. This is Kerry Sullivan with another howtokickass@sales.com tip of the day, and I'll see ya on the next one. Bye-bye.